Hey, this is Mitch from Pencil Kings, and in today's video, we're going to look at what happens when you're not consistent and what you can do when you find yourself being inconsistent so you can get back on track. Now, this topic is kind of funny because I'm just starting a 100-day video challenge. I've been talking about it for the last couple of videos, but if you're just joining, ideally, what I'm trying to do is release one video every single day, and yesterday I missed my video. Now, if you're on your own 100-day challenge or you're trying to be consistent with something, you may find that you're in a similar boat, that you miss a day, and what I've seen happen to artists is that they start to beat themselves up. They think, I'm not good, and they start to get in their head, and the next thing they know, one day turns into 2 to 3 to 4 to a week to multiple weeks to a month, and then you're really sunk. Or maybe you haven't even been drawing or doing the thing that you want to do for a very long time. And so what happens when you have this realization? Well, for me, I'm back today. I realized yesterday that I had a choice. I could either make a video and fulfill the 100-day challenge that I'm trying to create a video every day, or I could go and do something with a friend that I wanted to go and see this friend before the weather turned snowy, and I chose the friend because I know that long term the weather's going to change and I'll be in video mode the whole time, as well as I knew that the next day, today, I could make up that video. So here I am making the second video. And it really is as simple as that. When you fall down or you realize you're not able to stick with whatever plan that you have, just get back to it. It's, you don't have to worry about being a bad person or anything like that. You just let it go, get back to it, and keep going. The other thing that I think is helpful is you don't have to make a big deal about it. You can just, nobody has to know. Most people aren't even watching. Like the fact that you're worried about it or worried about your consistency, it's really, you're the only person who's worried about it. And that's sort of rightfully so. Nobody else really cares, which is kind of weird. It's going to bring me to my next topic. It's weird because nobody cares, and so if you're not doing something that really excites you, then what's the point in doing it in the first place? Like you might think, I have to do this. I heard somebody else was doing this thing, and so you set your mind to it and you get busy working on it, but then you don't really enjoy it, in which case take a look at one of the other videos that I did about should your art be fun. But you're doing it and then you're not consistent, and so you're beating yourself up for something that you didn't even enjoy in the first place, and because no one's watching you, you're the only one who cares about it, in which case it's kind of crazy because you're basically forcing yourself to do something that you really don't like. And if that's the case, and you can take stock of what's going on, then I highly encourage you to just drop that, have some self-awareness and look at something that you can change to get the same kind of outcome that you're looking for. So for example, if you're a creative person and you've been working on figure drawing and you're just not enjoying it, well, maybe there's a different type of drawing that you could do, or a different style of drawing that would be more in alignment and would be more fun and something that you're more likely to be consistent with. So why is consistency so hard? I touched on the first thing that, if you're not doing something that really lights you up, then your motivation is going to be sunk right from the beginning, and it's going to be very difficult. Other reasons that I've seen consistency be hard is that people try to do something that's way above their skill level. So as you're doing it and it's not within something that you can easily do, it depends on how you set up your own challenge or how you set up what you're trying to be consistent with. But if it's too difficult, like let's say you want to learn to draw, and I've literally seen people do this, and they'll come to me and say, Mitch, I'm getting really serious about learning how to draw. What do you think of my schedule? And they will literally show me a calendar that's like anatomy here, figure drawing here, perspective, and all these things filled up. But all that's just like way too far off from where they're at skill-wise. And so right from the beginning, they're creating this game for themselves that's just, it's like they're at a level 1 and they're trying to play a level 10 game because, well, I don't even know why, but that's what they're essentially doing. And so you want to take stock and realize that you want to be playing a game that you can actually win. The other thing to realize is that being consistent when you're not used to doing something is actually hard. But the good news here is that you are actually awesome at being consistent with a lot of things. And I'm going to prove it to you right now. So you're probably pretty consistent about putting on clothes in the morning. Like you don't even think about it. You're basically on autopilot. Hopefully, you're pretty consistent about brushing your teeth, you're consistent about feeding yourself. And so what I'm trying to say here is that you can learn these skills to be consistent, for things to become easy, for them to become automatic. For example, one of the things that I've done recently is taken up running. At first, running was really tough. I didn't enjoy it, and it's hard to get some momentum. But after about 70 or so runs, I found that now when 1 p.m. rolls around, I'm just like, yeah, it's time to go for a run. I'm ready to get off the computer. I'm ready to take a break. Let's go and do this. And I don't even have to think about it. It's automatic. The interesting thing here, and something that you may have heard a lot because it's all over the place, that it takes 30 days to develop a habit. And it can take 30 days to develop a habit, but that was actually a misquote, and it can take far longer for a habit to develop. So if you're trying to develop, let's say, like a drawing habit, stick with it. Like don't just think, oh, I got this. It's automatic. It's been 30 days or it's been 4 weeks. I don't have to worry about this. Keep fighting to be consistent and work at it so that eventually you do get to that point where if you're not drawing, then you'll start to feel it. That's where you want to kind of draw the line, where on a day where, let's say there's just no way that you can do your drawing because let's say you had to go to a wedding or something like that, and there's no way. So you're just wake up in the morning, it's like, oh wow, I got to get to this wedding. And so then you're there and you're not drawing and you feel a little bit off that day because you didn't get your drawing in. That's the point that you want to get to with your consistency. So when you're not doing it, then you feel weird because you're so consistent that anything that's in opposition to that schedule starts to just makes you realize that something's a little bit off. So what can you do when you fall off? Basically, just don't worry about it. Just get right back to it. As soon as you realize, hey, I haven't done that thing, without even giving yourself a chance to feel bad or ashamed or anything like that, just let it go and then get back on track with whatever you're doing and just keep moving forward. Just like you didn't even miss a day in the first place. You have my full permission to just keep moving forward because good things are going to happen. And this is a skill, just life is going to happen. Life is going to force you or knock you off your path many times. And the better that you can get at getting back on track, the more resilient you're going to be in the long term. And this is an essential skill for any of the cool stuff that you want to do. All right, so this is the last video in this little mini series that I'm doing to help you with your 100-day artist challenge. There's more information at www.100dayartist.com. And essentially the idea here is to take fear and just remove that from the equation. So if you weren't afraid to fail, what would you do? And for me, that's making these videos. I've been afraid of making videos for a long time, but I'm just saying, you know what? I'm just going to let fear sit on the side. It's still there. Like I know it, I'm acknowledging it, but I'm not letting it stop me from doing things. And I'm going to see how far I can get in 100 days with making these videos. I don't know what your project is. Maybe you want to post to Instagram for 100 days in a row, or inside Pencil Kings, we have people who do sketching challenge, and some of them have done like over 700 or over 1,000 days sketching continually every single day. Whatever it is though, I want you to do something that is, where you let fear sit on the side, because this is where the growth is going to happen, by doing things that we are naturally afraid of. And I don't know what's going to happen on the other side of this 100 days, just like I don't know what's going to happen for you if you do something and show up consistently for 100 days. But I do know that it's going to be pretty cool, and I'm looking forward to seeing what happens there. All right, so if you've fallen off, what I want you to do is, instead of going on to the next YouTube video, I want you to close down your computer or push pause or put it to sleep, or if you're on your phone, just put your phone down and do something. Take some kind of action on whatever you've failed to be consistent at, and then just let that idea of failure go. Again, I probably shouldn't have even said that. Just failure is on the side, and the only way you can really fail with a challenge like this is by not showing up. So do yourself a favor and just show up. Even if it's late at night and you're like, oh, this is the last thing I'm doing before I'm going to bed. Don't let it be the last thing. Do take a little bit of time to work on your project and then go to bed. Like, make today count, then go to bed, and then make tomorrow count as well. All right, that's it for you. That's it for you. That's it for me. I will see you in the next video. That's it for 100-day challenge talk. I'm going to be talking about other serious topics from now on, and looking forward to making more videos for you and helping you out.